Oh, the radish, a delightful root vegetable that promises a crisp and peppery bite. We sow the tiny seeds with anticipation, dreaming of vibrant salads and crunchy snacks. But sometimes our radish dreams take an unexpected turn. Instead of plump crimson roots, we find a towering stalk reaching for the sky, adorned with delicate white flowers. Our radishes have bolted. Don't despair, fellow gardeners. Bolting isn't a gardening failure. It's simply a sign that your radishes have shifted their focus from root development to reproduction. Understanding the causes and consequences of bolting can help us adapt our gardening practices and make the most of our harvest, even when our plants decide to go their own way. So let's delve deeper into the world of bolted radishes and discover the hidden treasures they hold. When a radish bolts, its focus shifts from root development to seed production. Consequently, the root's texture and flavor undergo a transformation. The once crisp and succulent radish becomes woody and pithy, losing its characteristic crunch. The peppery bite gives way to a more intense, sometimes bitter flavor. This change in texture and taste makes bolted radishes less appealing for fresh eating. Their tough texture makes them unpleasant to bite into, and the intensified bitterness can overpower other flavors in a salad or dish. However, this doesn't mean that bolted radishes are destined for the compost bin. With a little creativity, we can still find ways to utilize these seemingly undesirable roots. While the raw flavor might not be ideal, cooking can mellow the bitterness and soften the texture of bolted radishes. They can be added to stir-fries, soups, or stews, where their peppery notes add a unique dimension to the dish. Roasting can also transform bolted radishes, bringing out a subtle sweetness and creating a tender texture. So, don't be afraid to experiment and discover new ways to enjoy these often overlooked vegetables. Though the roots of bolted radishes may not be as palatable as their unbolted counterparts, the entire plant offers edible possibilities. The leaves, for instance, are a surprisingly delicious addition to salads, offering a slightly spicy, peppery flavor. They can also be sautéed or added to soups and stir-fries, much like spinach or other leafy greens. The flower stalks, though somewhat fibrous, can be chopped and added to salads for a unique textural element. The flowers themselves are edible, adding a delicate, slightly sweet flavor and a touch of visual appeal to dishes. They can be used as a garnish or incorporated into salads, soups, or even baked goods. The seed pods, which develop after the flowers fade, are also edible. They have a crisp, peppery flavor reminiscent of the radish root, but with a milder intensity. They can be added to salads, stir-fries, or pickled for a unique crunchy snack. So, even though the root may not be the star of the show, the entire bolted radish plant offers a surprising array of edible delights. One of the most practical uses for bolted radishes is seed saving. Allowing the radish plants to flower and go to seed provides a sustainable source of seeds for your next radish crop. This eliminates the need to purchase seeds and allows you to select seeds from the strongest and most resilient plants. To save radish seeds, simply allow the seed pods to dry completely on the plant. Once the pods are dry and brittle, they can be easily removed. Thresh the pods to separate the seeds and store them in a cool, dry place until you're ready to plant them in the next growing season. Seed saving is a rewarding practice that connects us to the cyclical nature of gardening. It also allows us to adapt our radish varieties to our specific growing conditions, selecting seeds from plants that thrived in our garden. This ensures a stronger and more productive radish crop in the future. Bolted radishes, with their delicate white flowers, can be a valuable addition to a pollinator-friendly garden. The flowers attract bees, butterflies, and other beneficial insects that play a crucial role in plant reproduction. By allowing your radishes to bolt, you're providing a valuable food source for these essential creatures. Pollinators are essential for a healthy and productive garden. They help fertilize plants, leading to greater fruit and vegetable yields. By attracting pollinators to your garden, you're not only supporting the local ecosystem, but also enhancing your own gardening success. Creating a pollinator-friendly garden is a simple yet impactful way to contribute to environmental conservation. By providing food and habitat for pollinators, you're helping to ensure the health and diversity of our planet's ecosystems. While there are benefits to allowing radishes to bolt, Most gardeners aim for a harvest of plump, tender roots. To prevent premature bolting, it's essential to understand the factors that trigger this process and take preventative measures. One of the most effective ways to prevent bolting is to choose the right planting time. Radishes thrive in cooler temperatures, ideally between 50 and 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Plant them in early spring or late fall, when the weather is mild and the days are shorter. Avoid planting radishes during the hot summer months, as the high temperatures can induce bolting. Planting radishes at the right time is crucial for preventing bolting. As mentioned earlier, radishes prefer cooler temperatures. Ideally, the soil temperature should be between 50 and 65 degrees Fahrenheit for optimal growth. Planting too early in the spring, when the soil is still cold, can stunt growth and make the plants more susceptible to bolting. Similarly, planting too late in the spring, when temperatures are rising, can also trigger bolting. Aim to plant your radishes in early spring, as soon as the ground can be worked, or in late fall for a winter harvest. This will ensure that the radishes mature during the cooler months, minimizing the risk of bolting. Overcrowding can lead to competition for resources, stressing the plants and potentially triggering bolting. Provide adequate spacing between radish plants to allow them to grow without restriction. Thin seedlings to about 1 to 2 inches apart to ensure that each plant has enough space to develop a healthy root system. Proper spacing not only prevents bolting, but also promotes healthier and more vigorous growth. When plants have enough space, they can access more nutrients and water, leading to larger and more flavorful roots. Inconsistent watering can also stress radish plants and induce bolting. Radishes prefer consistently moist soil. Water regularly, especially during dry periods, to ensure that the soil doesn't dry out completely. However, avoid overwatering, as this can lead to root rot and other problems. Mulching around the radish plants can help retain moisture and regulate soil temperature, further reducing the risk of bolting. Use organic mulch, such as straw or wood chips, to maintain a consistent moisture level and create a favorable growing environment. Gardening is a journey filled with both triumphs and challenges. Sometimes our plants surprise us, taking a different path than we envisioned. Bolting is just one example of how nature can sometimes defy our expectations. But even in these unexpected turns, there are valuable lessons to be learned and opportunities to be discovered. Embrace the journey, celebrate the successes, and learn from the challenges. Gardening is not about achieving perfection. It's about connecting with nature, nurturing life, and enjoying the process. So even when your radishes bolt, remember to find the humor in the situation and appreciate the resilience of these remarkable plants. Happy gardening!